Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope all is well um, with everyone under the sound of my voice. Welcome um, to the Mind of Loughridge, the Can We Talk session. And if you have been watching me for quite some time, you know I try, when I do Can We Talk, I just try to make it more practical. Um, Most people know that I'm a Christian. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. However, I want to share something with us tonight. Um, just a conversation like a few moments ago that I just had with my son, Andre. And so I want to bring this up to you all, and I want to use my conversation with him. And in using my conversation with him, I want to bring you to a place of understanding. I want to bring you to a place of where we dialogued. And so as you're coming in, I want you to like and share and like. If you would be so kind as well, um, go to my YouTube page and subscribe if you have not subscribed, and get the notification on there as well. And that'll help build me up as well. Um, and so I want to talk about something, and I want to share something with you. And I believe it's going, hopefully, this encourages someone this evening. And so I'm not going to belabor the moment, I'm not going to belabor the time. But um, I definitely want to get into a conversation with you all as it relates to this particular subject matter. And so here it is. Um, Yesterday, I talked about be confident in what you do. There comes a point in time, and I guess this can be considered a part two. I shared about being confident in what you do, not allowing what you do to be overlooked to the point that you feel that you're not capable of doing, because you're not maybe getting the accolades, you're not getting the recognition or whatever that you need to get. But I'm going to share something with you on this Can We Talk edition. And what I want to talk about with you tonight is something very simple. And I guess, like I said, it's a part two of last night. So I didn't put a part two in it, but I want to talk about this. I want to talk about how to be number one in your number two spot. Be number one in your number two spot. Um, Everybody can't be first. And just like quite naturally, everybody can't not be second. However, I want to encourage you to understand that just because you're not in the number one spot, hey, love you too, Melinda. Just because you're not in the number one spot, just because you're not the first of the first, does not mean you're not essential, does not mean you're not vital, does not mean you're not important, does not mean that you cannot offer any form of a contribution. I need you to understand, to those of you that are under the sound of my voice, and I don't think I'm going to be here long this night. Um, However, I just want to encourage you, be number one in your number two spot. Be the best you can. There are many people um, that may feel, and you may feel, you're better here and you're better there. There are roles in the drama world. When I was in high school, I strive to be the best actor I could be. I strive to be that. You understand what I'm saying? I strive to be the best. But guess what? There were times I didn't get the best actor award. I got the best supporting actor award. Now I was the best supporting actor in my number two spot. There was nothing you could have done, nothing you could have said to deter me from that ability. Yeah, you may have felt like I felt like I should have this number one spot. Listen, being the best supporting actor spoke volumes, because there was other actors, there were other actresses that could have had that same spot, that could have had that same position, could have got that same trophy, but they did not, because I was best in my supporting role. I'm gonna talk about somebody, and I don't even know if I can. I don't even know her real name. I probably should look it up. Um, I probably should look it up. I am a Grey's Anatomy fan, and as long as Grey's Anatomy has been on, I mean, from every person from the beginning, from the infancy of Grey's Anatomy to now, I've been a fan. There was a particular person that has always been on that show. She she doesn't she doesn't. Okay, you said LNP. No. I'm not saying I don't know the actor's name. I'm not talking about the main, not the one that plays Kylan, not the one who plays Meredith Grey. I'm not talking about her because she's like a lead character. No, I'm not talking about Ellen Pompey. I'm not talking about her. But thank you for assisting me. There was a person on that show, and I don't. Let me see if I can find her name now while I'm talking, because this person on Grey's Anatomy, like, as long as I can remember, she's been on there. I was sitting there watching her as I was playing catch up on Grey's Anatomy, and I kept saying, I said, this woman has been on there for the longest. I'm looking right now. I'm gonna try to find her. I mean, from the time of Yangs to Torres, to when Isaiah Washington was on there, she was on there. I gotta find her. I'm about to find her because I'm about to find her right now, y'all. Now, okay, her name is Kathy C. Ann. Okay. Now, she's on Grey's Anatomy. And she's been on Grey's Anatomy for quite some time. And she actually, she plays Boki. I think I'm saying her name right, on the show, if I remember her name right. Listen, she is the nurse who is the scrub nurse. I don't think I can remember too many times she has spoken any type of words. And then I found out that she is a real surgical nurse. Right? All right, so I found out that she's like a real surgical nurse, the whole thing. But this lady has been, I want y'all to catch this, and I know this is a television show, but this character that she plays of Boki, she has helped with some of the most major surgeons in the hospital. She has been there with Weber. She's been there with Burke. She helped save the life of Jackson Avery, or the life of Derek Shepard, I'm sorry, doing surgery, Christina Yang. I mean, there is so many different things that this particular individual has done. And very seldom do you hear her say anything. You see what I'm saying? And she's popular, right? I mean, she's very popular for what she does, right? She's very popular for what she does, but you don't hear anything. All right. She hardly opens up her mouth. She hardly talks, but she cannot be denied. She cannot be denied. You see this little Asian woman sitting up in the hospital, sitting in the surgeon room, and has been there consistently. Like, if y'all really like Grey's Anatomy's fan, I feel bad because I should have known her name off the top of my dome. But this lady, I'm telling y'all, unbelievable. She has been a part of this show for years. And I'm bringing this up because this lady is phenomenal. Kathy C. Ann, who is actually a scrub nurse in real life. So she's actually playing her role. Now, many of us would never have come to the knowledge of who she is had we not watched, how some of us watch Grey's Anatomy. And this is why I'm saying you got to be number one in your number two spot. She's not doing any surgery, but she's doing the role, which also probably means that she's giving advice to them on how to do certain things because she's an actual nurse. Now, I would love to meet this individual because she is showing you that you can be number one in the number two spot. Sometimes people are looking for open doors. Sometimes people are looking to be recognized, and you don't need necessarily the recognition of that. Be great in the spot that you're in. That's what I mean by be number one in the number two spot. Be great where you are. Be phenomenal in the place that you are. You know what I'm saying? I was sharing with my son. I was like, hey, be confident in what you do. Most of you all know he's on varsity. And he wasn't on varsity at first. We always thought he was going to start on varsity. He didn't start on varsity. He started on JV. And I told him, look, a door is coming. An opportunity is coming. You're going to be on varsity. And the door happened. Now, this is where I'm going with this. Now, he started, but he didn't start because he was an original starter. He started because the young man that calls himself my favorite name, Ezekiel, he was not there. So Andre played. He started. His mindset was, but had he been there, I wouldn't have started. But you're missing the point. The point that you're missing is that you're still in the number one spot. You still played number one, though you're number two in the spot. And that may not mean anything to you, but it means a lot because he could have selected anybody. The varsity team had already been established. He was already on the JV team. You could have been on. You couldn't even been selected. Some of the others could have been selected, but you have been selected. Does it matter? Then I have to remind them, stop looking at the negative aspects of the situation. Be confident in who you are. Be number one. Here it is in your number two spot. We celebrate Batman. But many of us understand the boy wonder is essential. I'm going old school. Some of y'all don't know about this. We celebrate not Tarzan. We celebrate Lord, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, no, not Tarzan. The Lone Ranger who had a tonto. But confident. Tonto, you didn't hear him say too much. He was with the Lone Ranger. But there he is. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Be number one in your number two spot. Shine in the light that has been given to you. Shine in the light. Somebody's going to recognize you for being a support. Somebody's going to recognize, they may not push you to the place. Because let me tell you, there are people who would dog you out. There are people that would deny you. There'll be people who will say all kind of crazy stuff about you. They'll say you'll never amount to anything. They'll say you'll never be great. You'll never be this. And if you live off of what people say, you'll never amount to where you need to be. You'll never escalate. You'll de-escalate. You'll never be promoted. You always feel some level of demotion because of what somebody else said, and because of what somebody else's opinion, and because of what somebody else thought about you. And you'll sit there and you won't be the best that you can. But I want to encourage somebody, if the spotlight is on you in the number two spot, then you be number one in that area. You show yourself powerful. You show yourself strong. You show yourself to the extent that no matter what anybody says, no matter what their opinion is, you be number one. And the people, and it's amazing. All right? It's amazing because in this world, we can't just we can exist without two, but it's a challenging. It's something about having two eyes. It's something about having two ears. See what I'm saying? It's something about having two legs. It's something about having two hands, two arms. See what I'm saying? It's something about having both feet. You see what I'm saying? It's something about it. If there's a sense of balance, there's a sense of hope, there's a sense of stability when you have that. So what I'm encouraging you to understand is no matter where you are in life, be number one in your number two spot. Be number one. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright in that number two spot. A lot of people say a lot of stuff and they talk, you know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. Sometimes you have to learn how to produce in territories that are not even recognizing you. How? Because you still keep being you. I would never be where I am now. I was telling my son, I would never be where I am now if I just lived off of people's opinions, if I just lived off of people's thoughts. I can tell y'all something that will blow your mind. I've been told you're not called to preach. Oh, yes, I've been told you're not called to preach. The anointing is on your singing. You know, I've been told that. You understand? I've been told that. You know, you're gifted, but your anointing is on your singing. Oh yeah, I've been told that. I've been told, you don't have a ministry that reaches out to everybody. You just have a ministry that reaches out to young people, and you can't speak to other people. This has been told to me. See what I'm saying? You're not. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to watch out, because some people will try to start comparing you to other people. Man, you've been doing this for all these many years and you haven't done this, you haven't done that. Don't you feel kind of bad? You can't allow other people to get into your psyche and into your mind. You got to keep shining where you are. You got to keep shining where you are. You got to keep booming where you are. You got to keep glistening where you are. You got to keep kindling where you are. Some people would not be where they are if it wasn't for a hype man, if it wasn't for a person who was pushing them and encouraging the next person. Be number one in your number two spot. You don't have to try to outdo number one. Just be number one and number two. Be great. Be great where you are. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Be phenomenal. Be phenomenal. One of the greatest not attributes, one of the greatest accolades you can ever receive for somebody is when somebody says to you, man, how do you stay humble in that position? How do you be overlooked in that position? When people think you are somebody that you're not, when people think, oh, you're the leader, or you're the president, or you're the co-founder, not the co-founder, you're the founder, you're not. No, that's not me. What you mean? Oh no, she's over this, he's over that. And people are looking at you like, are you kidding me? I thought you was the leader over there. I thought this was your company. I thought this was your organization. I thought this was your ministry. I thought this was your business. Oh no, I'm just a worker. Are you serious? Because when you're great in what you do, one of the things Dr. R.A. Vernon says, he said there's paid staff and then there's volunteer staff. He says, but when everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, here it is. Nobody should be able to determine on purpose. Here it is. Nobody should be able to determine on purpose who's hired and who's volunteering, because both of them are doing the exact same thing. There are a group of people who will not shine. There's a group of people who will not move further because I'm not going to do anything because I'm not being paid. There's an individual that would just receive accolades not too long ago. My boy, Jamie Gamble, just received accolades. Jamie works with any and everybody. I think it was it Craig? I think it was Craig that gave him honor and respect, and talked about the place that Jamie had in the secular world and in the religious circle as well. That Jamie has pushed other individuals. Jamie has always been there. You see what I'm saying? When he wasn't as successful as he is now, when he was not doing what he's doing right now, been there. You see what I'm saying? He was the second man. He was in the second spot, but he was number one because he knew who he was. Even when it was not always received, he wasn't trying to overdo people. He was not trying to underdo people. He was just operating who he is. And what I'm saying to all of us, and what I want us to understand, for those of you that are watching live and those of you who watch the replay, be number one in your number two spot. You don't have to be in the main spot to show how awesome, how powerful you are. You don't have to. Yes. Okay. This can we talk? So yes, would you want to be in the number one spot of opportunity availed itself? Absolutely. If a door of opportunity opened up where I can be on the platform, being who I am already. Because one of the issues I find with a lot of people is they feel that they have not arrived until they get on certain platforms. That's why certain people feel, I got to reach this. My desire is to become this, and my desire is to become that, and I want to be this. But I want to encourage you. I want you to understand something. You don't have to be You don't have to be that person. If I'm on this platform, if I'm on this, and if I become this person, and if I'm on the Oprah Winfrey show, if I'm on Dr. Phil, see what I'm saying? If I'm this. But see, the problem is some people are trying to be noticed. And they're trying to push themselves to a place. But somebody is going to recognize Dr. Phil's show could not be what it was if it wasn't for the behind the scene people. If he didn't have an executive producer, if he didn't have a project manager, if he didn't have different people in place, his show would flop. As powerful of a woman as Oprah Winfrey is. If she didn't have the number two people doing what they do, after they were the number one, they weren't able to flourish. She began to become better in her craft and in her presentation because she had people set in place. That's why people in leadership, people who are in leadership cannot degrade those who are beneath them, because some of the reasons why they are who they are and they don't have to deal with certain things is because of the person that's next to them or because of the person that is on their team. They would not be able to be successful as they are in certain aspects if it wasn't for certain people. So really the number one cannot be arrogant or full of pride, because number two is the one that helped them. You feel what I'm saying? Thank you. All right. Thank you, Johnny Thompson. Thank you, sir. All right. The corner crew. You need that. You need that. And so I just want to tell you, be number one in your number two spot. So somebody say, man, you number two. You number two. You should have been number one. But you're number two and you do it well. I'm a living witness that when you operate the way you operate and you do what you're supposed to do, I would be depressed right now if I didn't know who I was. I would be discouraged right now. Been preaching, in the 616, been talking to youth since as long as I can remember. And so if I go by the standards of church people, if I go by the standards of people in society, if I go by that and that alone, then I'm not successful. Because to people, all right, the people, I'm still, look at him. He's still this and he's still that. You ain't never done this. You ain't never done that. You can't worry and I can't worry about other things, because I've recognized that people will recognize you. Sometimes, let me tell y'all something. Sometimes people the closest to you will not recognize who they have. And they'll talk to you any kind of way. And they'll speak to you any kind of way. People the closest to you, whether it be family, close friends. And it's sad sometimes, because sometimes you got your enemies, your adversaries, your foes saying stuff about you. And then you got the family, the close friends or whatever, people lining up against you, and you'll almost suffocate or be smothered because you are so encumbered by what's happening in your life. So you're like, oh, just forget this. I don't even want to do this anymore. I don't want to even deal with this anymore. Like, Lord, just, God, take me up out of here. Forget all these people. You'll go there. And I'm saying, I want to encourage you. Be number one in your number two spot. Okay. Let's see. See, the Father, I've heard being behind the scenes, and God has blessed me, and that never have needed to be out front. And this is not talking about, and I appreciate you sharing that. I'm not focused on, because I want people to understand that if you're doing things from a genuine place, here it is. I'm about to say something, especially to church people. I'm about to say something. We gotta stop telling people to do, and I'm not saying, I'm not saying it because Cindy Powell is saying this, but what I'm saying is this: we gotta stop doing stuff so we can be blessed. We gotta start doing. We gotta do what we do to be a blessing. Y'all see what I'm saying? Somebody received a promise and said they're going to be a blessing to nations. They're going to be a blessing. They're going to receive one, but they're going to be one. And so it is important that no matter where we are, we be number one in the number two spot. Do what you do best. Can't nobody beat you being you. Say what you want to. Y'all feel me? Say what you want to. Be number two. Be number one in your number two spot. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Don't wrestle with that. Don't wrestle with that. And well, I'm going to say don't wrestle with that. If you're wrestling with that, I want to encourage you as I encourage me, like, keep going. Because if you're not the one doing it, you're going to be missed. Trust me, you're going to be missed. Trust me, the absence of you in a situation doesn't mean you're arrogant, doesn't mean you're prideful, doesn't mean, the sun sets and rises upon you. That's not what that means. But it does simply mean this, that you can be great be number one in the number two. Because sometimes, like I said, people, was, look at all the stuff you've done. You about to move from obscurity to notoriety. What if are you content with being in obscurity? Are you content? Are you content, satisfied with still being behind the scenes and nobody ever acknowledges you? Okay, are you confident in that? Are you confident? You gotta understand who you are. Second, I told my son, I said, whenever the light is on you, you shine in the light that's been given you. Somebody need to write that down. I need to shine in the light that's been given to me. I need to shine in the light. There are moments, and I did performing arts, I did theater, I did acting and all of that. And there were times the spotlight was on me. You know what that meant? It wasn't the fact that there was nobody else on stage, but the spotlight was on me. And what I needed to do what I needed to do at the time the spotlight was on me. Thank you, Kylan. All right. So you need to shine in the light that has been given you. If the spotlight is on you, do what you do best. Listen, as an actor, I know for a fact that if you miss your line, you can throw off a whole play. You can throw off a whole theme. You can throw off the whole message. If something is not said within the play that the writer has written, it can throw off a whole thematic, the thematic of the situation. It can interrupt it because the message that has been given cannot be received because the major part of it is no longer there because you missed it. It's important. People live, as actors, as an actor, when I was acting a lot, there were times I had to remember the last line of the individual preceding me So I know what my next line was coming. But guess what? What if that person did not remember their line? It throws stuff off. If the extra does not come in at the time that the extra is supposed to come in, then maybe the line that person is supposed to say, they can't say, don't do that. It wouldn't make sense because the extra that was supposed to run across the stage at that time didn't run across the stage, or the extra that was supposed to fall. The line is not going to make sense because the person is not there. So if the extra is there, goes back to what her name I say it was, Kathy Ann, C. Ann, I think that's what I said her name was, from Grey's Anatomy, the Asian lady who has been on there for years, who helps with the surgeries, and found out that she's an actual surgeon nurse. A fortune cookie was being read on the show. The last episode that came on last week. I won't say the last episode, but the episode that came on last week. And the person said, read the fortune cookie, and it said, your talent is about to be appreciated and adored. Just had a conversation with my son, Andre. I'm going to tell him, watching Grey's Anatomy. The fortune cookie said, your talent is about to be appreciated and adored. May I share that with you, that your talent, your ability, your contribution is about to be recognized and adored. Shine in the light that has been given you. Don't try to upstage. Don't try to take over anything that you don't need to be taken over. Shine in the light. Shine in the light that has been given to you. Shine in the light that has been granted. Be the best you can be in the light that has been given you. And when the light is off for you, keep doing what you're doing. Because there are a whole lot of people that only shine when the light is on them. But you need to continue to be who you are. If you never get recognized by everybody, somebody's going to say, I appreciate what you do. I'll say it, and I can care less if they were watching me. Real talk. There are people who will appreciate you until you begin to question them. Where I am now, and I've said this, and I don't have a problem saying it, and if they was watching, I would say it. One of the things I miss about my former job, one of the things I miss about my former job at Broadacres, one of the things I miss is the connection with the administrators. I miss that. I miss the connection. I miss the connection. I miss the connection of, how can I say it? I'm just saying, can we talk? I miss the connection of being able to have a conversation, and they talk to me and they say, hey, Loughridge, what you think about da-da-da-da-da? How you think we should handle this? You're out there along with Miss Livingston and Miss Atkins and whatever. You all are out there. How do you think we should be able to handle this? What do you think we should do? How you think we should maneuver through this? How you think we should handle this? Right? How do you think? Okay, boom, here it is, boom. And then have a conversation. Okay, I'm going to present it to the teachers. Okay, what are the teachers saying? The teachers saying this. Okay, let me have a conversation with the teachers. Okay, teachers, boom, 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 have a communication. Okay, let's all talk together. So we have a meeting where everybody's talking. Everybody's communicating. It's one of the things I miss. It's one of the things I miss. I miss that connection. I don't really have that where I am now. Is the staff wonderful? Psh, like the staff, you know. Some of them I gel with wonderfully, some don't gel with wonderfully. It comes with the territory. Y'all know me. I've said it all the time. I think if you don't like Dwayne Lawford, you got a demon. That's just me. However, what I want to say is there are people that will appreciate you. And so sometimes you're looking for this one to do it. And you expect this person to do it. And they don't do it. But if you keep shining in the light that's been given you, there is a student right now. There's a student right now. When I tell you, didn't like me, couldn't stand me, highly disrespected. But this particular student, I just saw him today. This particular student made it his business. He came to yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. He either came Monday or yesterday. They said, "Oh, so looking for you." Really? He was here? It's like, yeah. So I'm doing my walk, and here, hey, Mr. D, there he is. We had communication. We begin to talk. We're going to talk about a particular student that he's like a big brother to. So we begin to have this communication, we begin to have this dialogue. Then I'm talking to him about another individual. So he was like, "Mr. D, let me tell you about him." I said, I get that. I get where he is. I get where his situation is. I get where his mindset is. I get that. I totally understand. I totally get it. But he got to be more respectful. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to deal with him. I'm going to deal with him in the place, Mr. D, because he got a lot of, I said, I get it. He got a lot of stuff going on. I get it that this gentleman was a plus size, if you will, gentleman. And now he's of short stature. He was a heavier size individual. He's now lost a lot of weight. So there's some other things I was told personally that he was experiencing, he was going through. So I understand. Now you say, why am I bringing this up? Because even though I'm the second man, I'm still number one in that second man spot. I'm still doing what I need to do to create, peace, and to create safety, and to create connection. Y'all get what I'm saying? And so I'm just saying to you all, be number one in your number two spot. You don't have to be numero uno. You don't have to be numero uno. Be great. As my boy Sean Buffett say, he would say, be great in your lavender. I want you to be great in whatever color you got on. Be great. Be powerful. Be number one in your number two spot. If you're the second man, be great. If you're the second man, be great. Martin Luther King Jr. was powerful. But there was Ralph Abernathy. There was C.T. Vivian. There's other people. Y'all get what I'm saying? There's other people that help that sometimes we don't even recognize. All right? I think I'm done. Any questions? Anybody have any questions about anything that I've shared on this evening? Any questions? Instagram, any questions? If you're watching me on Twitter, if you're watching me on YouTube, Facebook, let me know. If there are any questions, if you have a question, write in the comment section. Either write, I have a question, or put in the comment section a question mark. But I just want to encourage you, be number one in your number two spot. Don't allow nobody to make you feel less than. Some things I have to share, and sometimes I don't like it. Some things I have to share privately with people and not say it publicly. Because if you listen to some of the things I say, you probably know who I'm talking about. And when I speak about certain things, and I'm not trying to speak this, no, I ain't trying. I'm not speaking disparagingly, but somebody can misinterpret what you're saying. They can misinterpret. Oh, he just talked about so and so and so. Oh, we know that's what we were talking about. But my life has been what it is. It goes back to what I said. When you're being told you're a good singer, you ain't no preacher. You've been preaching since 16. If I mentally allowed myself to be captivated by that, I would have been done with preaching. If I would allow other people to say, stop dealing with so and so and so, and then to hear that person say, thank you, you stayed with me when everybody else gave up, when I screwed up and everybody threw me away, you stood there. You took the heat. You took that. When I was ridiculed and mocked, made fun of, talked about like a dog, lies spread. And they would come back and say, thank you. Be number one in your number two spot. All right? That's all I want to say. And can we talk? Be number one in your number two spot. Maybe tomorrow do ministry of the table and talk about something from the more biblical perspective. I just want to share this with you on a practical self. Whatever you are, be the best you can be. Be the number one and you're number two. I said number two, but if you're the fifth, be number one in it. Be number one in it. If I'm starting, if I'm not a starter, if I'm a sub and I'm coming in, I'm going to be the best sub there is. I'm going to be the best sub. Because even sometimes I'm playing basketball, it's political. That senior sucks, but it's the seniors. We're gonna spotlight the senior. But he sucks. She sucks. She's not good. Not a good soccer player, not a good basketball player, baseball, softball. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. But be number one in your number two spot. All right. All right. Instagram. I don't know what I did with my cord. I don't know what I did with my cord, and my phone's about to go off. So it just sent me my 10% message. So Instagram, you may have to go to Facebook a little bit, but I got a question before I go. All right. My bro, Johnny Thompson, is on here. All right. All right, sir. What's your question? Go give it to me. All right. I don't know what I did with it all. I don't know what I did with it. All right. Waiting for Johnny Thompson, and then I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to answer this question. If it dies, I will transfer to YouTube. Okay, got you. All right. And remember, y'all, hey, I know y'all be watching me on here, but subscribe. All right. Okay. I'm still waiting on Johnny Thompson. He's writing me a question, and then I'm going to move on. All right. Okay, so the question he asks is, do you think your effectiveness is because you carried a towel and not carried a title? Absolutely. I think it's a combination of both. I think my title and and whether it's mentor, elder in the church, big brother, father figure, I honestly believe my effectiveness is because I carried a towel. And I carry a title. But I believe the reason why I'm effective is that I don't push my title over the towel, but I balanced both. In other words, you can come to me knowing my title, but not be bothered by me having a title. Because most people approach me because of my ability to carry a towel, if that makes sense. Okay, he said the towel is more important than a title for you. Most definitely, servanthood servanthood is always going to be more important to me than the title. And I believe I'm respected more. I'm appreciated in some circles more because I'm not throwing my title. Oh, I'm elder, or I'm this and I'm that. You know what I'm saying? I believe because I walk in, I try my best in spite of people's opinions. I try my best to walk in humility. I don't always get it right, but I try my best to walk in humility. I try to walk in a sense of humility all the time, not arrogant, not big headed, all of that. I try. And so I believe for me, thus being a servant, wiping is more important than the title. That's just me. You have always expressed that well to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because I believe that is so important. Like for example, I take the Atkins family, Thompson. Well, known me for a good while. But the minute I became ordained as an elder, they stopped calling me Dwayne. It became Elder Loughridge. All of them. All of them. And then when Elena said to me, called me by my first name, Shantae went off on her. Now that's Elder Loughridge to you. I've tried. Like, hey, I get it. We in the church setting. Y'all want to do all the churchy talk. That's fine. I get it. I get it. But when I feel when I'm a personal relationship with you, you don't have to do the elder. You don't have to do those titles. Let this just be me. So I just feel within myself. You said that's why you asked. Okay, thank you. I just feel within myself that the servant is going to be recognized. And then the title will be recognized. Because people say, oh, you can invite him. But ain't he this, but he's not this. Yeah, he's an elder. Yes, he's, I'm just use a general sense. Yeah, she's a professor, but she's a servant. Yes, he has 17 master's degrees, but he's a servant. Yes, you could. This one won't rob you. Right? This person will be integral. This person will operate in integrity. This person will operate in this way. So you can then trust this person. And that, for me, is what I strive to be. I will not lie to you. It is difficult being like this. It is challenging being like this. It is very difficult. When you're still getting punched and nobody knows you're being punched, when you're being criticized and nobody understands the criticism, and then people think because certain people are connected to you, sometimes people can present you in such a way that's not even you, but because folks feel that because he or she is closer to you and this one is closer, they will have it. And so sometimes you have to live in the shadow of negativity when the light that you operate in has no shadow. I'm gonna say that again. Sometimes you got to live in the shadow of other people's negativity when the light that you're in has no shadow. People will create every light does not produce, every situation does not produce a shadow. And so what I'm saying is sometimes you are people view you in a negative, in the shadow of their negativity, or you're in the shadow of negativity because of what they said. But the light that you're in has no shadow. But because certain people know you and they're connected to you, see what I'm saying? And people have a weird concept. And so they'll judge you by the shadow of somebody else's negativity instead of the light that you're in. I hope that makes sense. So it's a struggle. I won't lie to y'all. It's a struggle. It's a major struggle. It's a major struggle. When I want to go ballistic and I want to go off, and I still have to keep that demeanor of peace. And I'm like, why? Why do I have to be this way? Why do I have to, I want to go off too. I want to tell you, you're disrespectful. I have to deal with that. And I don't like it. And then y'all know they know me. I pray, Lord, vindicate me. One time, two times, three, vindicate me. That's all I want. So, yeah, I know you're that for all of that. So, thank you for asking that question. And oh, you gotta okay. So now Kylan has a question. You better hurry up, boy. You on Instagram? My time is ticking on Instagram. I think I left it in the car. What happens if you get put in the spotlight but don't want to be in the spotlight? I think if you put in the spotlight and you don't want to be in the spotlight, I think you need it can go in so many ways. Number one, why if you didn't create the spotlight, but the spotlight was created for you, then I would say take advantage of the moment. It could be a moment where you're being encouraged to come out of your comfort zone. Um, that's one way to view it. What happens if you put in the spotlight but don't want to be in the spotlight? If the spotlight is not going to add maturity to you, it's not going to add anything productive, it's not going to cultivate you, then you don't have to be in every spotlight. You just need to shine in the spotlight that has been given to you, not beg for. Um, you see what I'm saying? Sometimes you've done so much, and then the opportunity opens up for you, and you need to walk in that opportunity because that might not be. There may not be another opportunity. There are spotlights that was given to me, and I didn't walk in them. And I believe slightly, I've suffered because of it, because I was intimidated by what was coming. And I believe some opportunities were I missed because I didn't walk in certain spotlights. Hopefully that answered you. And then I'm going to say this too. Just because you've been given an opportunity to be in the spotlight doesn't mean it's because you're prideful. Humility opens doors. Humility creates opportunities all the time. Okay, I'm done. Oh, did that answer you, Kylan? I'm talking to Colin, y'all, on Instagram. That was a question from Instagram. Boy, answer me before my phone shuts down. Humid. Okay. Not humidity, humility. He wrote humidity. I know what you meant. No, humidity closes the doors because you can't see. Too stuffy, too hot, but humidity opens the door. Bars. Okay. All right. You said that answered what you needed. Okay. Kylan, are you going to? I'll hit you up on Marco Polo. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all I have for tonight. I gotta go find this cord because my phone's about to die. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I appreciate you. If you want to donate anything, feel free to donate. It'll be greatly appreciated if you so desire. If you don't desire, then that's fine too. Um, you know what I mean? So if you want to donate, feel free to do so. And I believe everybody pretty much has my information. So yeah. All right. So if you don't have the information, if you want to share, there's my information for you to share. Cash App $DAL71, or my Zelle, which is dloft71 at gmail.com. Also have PayPal. All right. So if that's what you all want to do, feel free to do that. All right. In the words of Carol Burnett, I'm so glad we had this time together. All right. And remember my last words, and that is this. Okay. All right. Shine in the light that has been given to you. Shine in the light that has been given to you. Good night.